right, friends, let's keep reading about our jellyfish here. So we have a picture of the thimble jellyfish on this page, and we have a picture of upside down jellyfish on this page. And it says, jellyfish are so simple that they look like plastic trash floating in the sea. When an animal eats a jellyfish, it stays healthy and strong. When an animal eats plastic, it gets weaker and weaker and eventually dies. Some jellyfish lie on the shallow bottom in clear, warm seas and grow their own food. These are called upside-down jellyfish. Once they have eaten small bits of algae, just once, they can grow more inside their bodies by sitting in the sun. They are their own greenhouses and grocery stores all wrapped up in one. I want to pause and think about that for just a second. So these jellyfish, these upside down jellyfish, notice that the bell part is here and their legs are their tentacles are kind of sticking up in the air. They are able to make their own food. Isn't that great? They lie in water that is shallow, and they eat a little bit of algae. Algae is that green, like slimy stuff that you might find on rocks, or maybe you find it, like maybe you see it if you have a fish tank, and they eat a little bit of that algae. And because they lie upside down in water that is shallow, and the water is warmer and the sun can reach them, and it makes the algae grow inside of them. So they can grow their own food right inside themselves. So when they get hungry, they just eat their own food that they've already grown inside themselves, and then they are good to go. I think that's fascinating. All right, now on the next page we have the Portuguese Man of War, and it says, to be a jellyfish, you need to be shaped like a bell with at least one mouth and tentacles. Many animals called jellyfish are really something else. The Portuguese Man of War is not a real jellyfish. It has an air-filled bubble instead of a water-filled bell. So this jellyfish, this Portuguese Man of War, is not a jellyfish. A lot of people think it is. But in order to be a jellyfish, you have to be shaped like a bell, and you have to have a water-filled bell. This jellyfish is more like a bubble shape, and it's filled with air. It doesn't have water inside. Now, on the next page, it says, jellyfish are almost all water and a little protein. They look slimy and disgusting when they wash up on the beach. Here's a moon jellyfish. Now, I want to point out right here this last sentence that I just read. It says, they look slimy and disgusting when they wash up on the beach. Now, yesterday we just started talking about fact and opinion. And we already know that facts are things that can be proven, things that are true. And we just learned that opinions are how somebody thinks or feels about something. So this is an example of an opinion sentence. They look slimy and disgusting when they wash up on the beach. That's how the author feels about the jellyfish. It's not a fact. You can't prove that they look slimy and disgusting because that's how somebody else feels about it. When you see one on the beach, you may think that they look cool or awesome or maybe gross. It doesn't really matter. But that's an opinion sentence. It's not a fact sentence. Now we have the West Coast sea nettle here on the second page. And it says, or on the next page, it says, in the sea, jellyfish are beautiful. There's another opinion sentence. The author feels that jellyfish are beautiful in the sea. In the sea, jellyfish are beautiful. There are jellyfish as big as basketballs with long red tentacles called West Coast sea nettles. So the author's comparing the size of this jellyfish to a basketball. You've probably seen a basketball before. So you probably know already how big a basketball can be. So now you can picture in your head just how big this West Coast sea nettle jellyfish is. There are tiny, elegant jellyfish that look like a blizzard of snowflakes. Well, ironically, we've been having a lot of snow for the last couple days, so I bet right now you can picture in your brain what a blizzard of snowflakes looks like, or a lot of snowflakes coming out of the sky. So now you can picture what it looks like when you see these Oicopleura labradorensis jellyfish. And I truly don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not. But the author is using those two things to compare so that you have a better idea of knowing what they would actually look like if you were able to see them in real life. Okay, I'm going to pause right there, and I want you to go on to the next slide in Seesaw and answer the question.